And they're off racing for the opener on Betfred Oaks Day. Diego Ventura wasn't that well away and is pushed along early by James Doyle for this Nye Timber Surrey Stakes. Formal in the noseband, the Wacko Kid in the light blue, dark blue cap. Sakara Sands is handy in the blue and white diamonds. Then Rebels Gamble on the rail, just ahead of Halasan for Godolphin, who's a bit keen, running down the hill. Francisco's Piece then racing between Glarms Road on the outside, and Diego Ventura is just the back marker in the gold sleeves red cap. Hurtling down the hill then and now racing into Tatnam Corner, and the Wacko Kid going on in the hands of Holly Doyle. From Formal in second, Sakara Sands turning in third. They've got a break of 3 or 4 lengths on Halasan and Rebels Gamble, and then down the outside is Glarms Road from Francisco's Piece and Diego Ventura. Spurning the inside running rail, coming right down the centre here, the jockeys, and it's Formal over on the right, over on that far side, chased by the Wacko Kid and Sakara Sands. Diego Ventura begins to close now from Rebels Gamble, but Formal may have got first run here. 3 lengths to the good over Sakara Sands, who's giving a strong chase in second place. Diego Ventura back in third inside the final furlong, and it's Formal still by 3.5 lengths to Sakara Sands, racing up towards the line, and Formal keeps going well in the hands of O'Shea Murphy for the Cheveley Park stud and wins from Sakara Sands second, Diego Ventura back in third. And they're off. Havana Hurricane wasn't the quickest away on the inside. Anasa began well with Logie Bear and also Trincolo in the firing line and Alpha Duplicate as they run down the hill. Out wide, away to the left is maximised in the all blue for Godolphin, followed by Norman's Key. Then Havana Hurricane towards the inside. Rising Empire is the early back marker as they swing left-handed in this Betfred British EBF Woodcut Stakes, and Logie Bear leads the way. 2 in second, Trincolo on debut. Anasa is third, maximised, moving up well now towards the outside. They're chased by Havana Hurricane in the yellow cap, Alpha Duplicate, Norman's Key on the left in the violet jacket. Further back to Rakeb and Rising Empire. Down the home run then, and inside the final quarter mile now, and on the far side Logie Bear is taken on by Maximised and by Havana Hurricane, who's made good progress, and it's Maximised and Havana Hurricane, these two battling on together from Logie Bear. Rakeb stays on in the green sleeves, but Maximised has now cast adrift the others, and it's Maximised by 2 lengths to Havana Hurricane, racing up to the line, and Maximised is too good for Godolphin. Betfred Coronation Cup Group 1 at the 1.5 mile start. Bellum Justum a little bit upset in stall 7, and they're off. Slight coming together between You Got To Me and Jan Brueghel leaving the stalls. Bellum Justum, Ancient Wisdom towards the inside as they race through the first furlong, and now Continuous goes on and looks likely to set a good gallop here. Continuous from Jan Brueghel, Ancient Wisdom for Godolphin, the all blue jacket. Then Bellum Justum, You Got To Me, Javelotto, and the hot favourite Calandagan is held up in last place in the hands of Mikel Barcelona. Uphill indeed for the first 5 furlongs plus here, and it's Continuous from Ancient Wisdom in second. Jan Brueghel, who got very warm before the race, in third on the outside of the filly You Got To Me in the violet jacket, David Egan for Ammo Racing. Then for King Power, Bellum Justum, followed by Javelotto and Calandagan on the inside in the colours of the late Aga Khan. Still climbing inside the mile, and Continuous leads the way round a slight left-hand turn. Followed in second by Ancient Wisdom. You Got To Me is on the rail, followed by Jan Brueghel disputing third. Couple of lengths away to Bellum Justum. Calandagan is then up the inside of Javelotto. Very soon they'll begin to run downhill on the tumble down towards Tatnam Corner, and Continuous continues to lead the way in the Betfred Coronation Cup. Ancient Wisdom in second, 2 lengths down. Jan Brueghel into third, followed by You Got To Me. David Egan steals a half glance. He sees Bellum Justum to his outside. Then Calandagan just waited with, and Javelotto. About to swing left-handed when they turn in. 3.5 furlongs left to cover, and it's still continuous. And Wayne Lorden from Ancient Wisdom and Will Buick in second place. Then You Got to Me, Jan Brueghel and Ryan Moore. Now Calandagan moves up into 5th place, just to the inside of Bellum Justin, and finally Javelotto down the home run inside the 3. Continuous taken on by Ancient Wisdom. They've got a couple of lengths on Jan Brueghel. Here comes Calandagan down the outside, just running down the camber a little bit there, and Mikel Barcelona pulled his whip through as Jan Brueghel now takes it up under Ryan Moore. Calandagan into second. They're getting away now from Javelotto. Staying on in third, Jan Brueghel is being cut back by Calandagan inside the final furlong. Calandagan draws level with Jan Brueghel. They race up towards the line. It's neck and neck, stride for stride. Jan Brueghel is just doing enough. Jan Brueghel won the Coronation Cup, beat the favourite Calandagan.
Aidan O'Brien has just extended his dominance in the Coronation Cup with a 10th success. Jan Brueghel, the horse who has delivered it. Fascinating race to watch. What did you make of it?
I know, delighted. Ryan gave him a brilliant ride. Wayne got the fractions perfect. Dean rides this horse, Shane rides him out all the time. Derek and Dawn are in charge of him. Fazzy led him up. So they're all the people that made this. He's a very good horse. He's unbeaten last year. He gets a 1.5 miles really well. Obviously, he won a Ledger. He had a good run back first time this year. He was second to good horse of Joseph's over 1.25 miles, and probably he's improved a lot since then. Ryan gave him a class ride. Pace was even and honest, and everybody knew that that's the way it was going to be. So it was going to suit everybody, and everyone was going to get a clear shot ahead. But in that ground there today, you were going to have to get a 1.5 miles very well, and we awfully knew His Highness's horse, if you were going to expose him, it was going to be a 1.5 miles. Like over 1.25 miles, like he was going to be very tough to beat, but over 1.5 miles, it was if the pace was very strong and solid, we had a chance of beating him. So listen, Ryan was very aware of that, and he kept coming, and he knew if he was going to challenge him slow motion, he was going to find it hard to get by him, you know. So, and that's exactly what he did. He came to him, but didn't go by him quick. And Jan Brueghel doesn't lie down, and obviously then the power and strength of Ryan, it's very difficult to deal with, obviously. No, delighted, Lydia, really.
And they're off for this Betfred Nifty 50 handicap. Pretty level break. Just slotting in behind Ashariba, who's quite keen in the early stages, going up the hill. Son of Man to the outside in the blue cap with Ecare Secret in black and yellow, Mutawid, and right up the running rail is Flying Finn in the red cap, followed by Botanical, yellow-black spots for Ryan Moore. Akecheta is the grey. Then Rathgar behind these, that's the leading 6 or 7, followed by Westerton on the inside as they continue to climb up the hill. Back in the field, Ashariba hasn't really switched off. Defiance alongside Ashariba. Warder Jamila's out wide. Have Secret, the back marker. Last but one is simply Sondheim, as now Mutawid is sent into the lead by Jim Crowley. Leads to Ecare Secret in second. Son of Man is 3 wide. Botanical tracking them through towards the inside, then from Flying Finn. Then on the inside is Westerton, the inside of Ecare of Akecheta, and then on the outside is Rathgar from Warder Jamila, then Ashariba and Defiance, and back in the field to Have Secret and simply Sondheim. Running down the hill towards Tattenham Corner, and Mutawid leading the way for Shadwell. From Ecare Secret in second, Son of Man is third on the turn, followed by Botanical. Then Rathgar making a bit of progress down the outside of Flying Finn. Westerton on the inside of Ketchetar is further back from Warder Jamila. Then Ashariba. Defiance with a run down the outside now, very wide. And then back in the field to Have Secret. And finally, simply Sondheim. Down the home run, Mutawid is still holding the others at bay. From Ecare Secret in second place. Botanical chasing in third, now called on for an effort, and Ecare Secret goes on past Mutawid. Akecheta the grey running on very strongly down the outside. Ecare Secret by 2.5 lengths. Akecheta fighting out for second with Mutawid, then Botanical as they race up to the line. Ecare Secret and Ushin Orr come readily clear, and impressively so by 4 or 5 lengths. Akecheta in second, Westerton for third, Mutawid and Defiance for... They're set and they're off For the 2025 Betfred Oaks, and Whirl is pushed forward towards the outside. Minnie Hauk also going forward under Ryan Moore. So Aidan O'Brien 1 and 2, along with We Might Take a Long Way in the front trio. Back in fourth is the favourite Desert Flower in the all-blue jacket. Killing Queen is in fifth. Then El Wateen. Back in the field to Giselle and Revoir. And Go-Go Boots is the back marker as they head up the steep climb towards the 7 furlong marker, far off yet. And it's Whirl that's gone clear. 3 or 4 lengths clear of Minnie Hauk in second place. We Might Take the Long Way in third. Desert Flower, her stamina's really going to be tested here. On the inside is El Wateen from Killing Queen. Then Giselle and Revoir, and finally Go-Go Boots at the back of the field, and must be a dozen lengths behind this leader, Whirl. Whirl not taking too many prisoners, still climbing, leads by 2.5 lengths to stable companion Minnie Hauk. Desert Flower, the unbeaten favourite on the inside in the all-blue jacket, William Buick. We Might Take the Long Way just outside her. They're followed then by El Wateen to the inside of Killing Queen. Further back Giselle and Revoir and Go-Go Boots. They've done the climbing, they're now running downhill on the run down towards Tattenham Corner. And Whirl has made it all so far. Tracked in second by Minnie Hauk. In third, We Might Take the Long Way, then Desert Flower, the Guineas winner, back in fourth place. Followed then by Killing Queen, El Wateen, Revoir to the outside in the dark green. The shades of green then of Giselle, and still last is Go-Go Boots as they run down the hill now towards Tattenham Corner with about a half mile left to cover in the Betfred Oaks. They swing for home, and Whirl leads the way, tracked through by stable companion Minnie Hauk. Whirl and Wayne Lorden, Minnie Hauk and Ryan Moore. Now William Buick is asking Desert Flower to try and go with them. We Might Take the Long Ways on the outside. Wider still is El Wateen. Desert Flower shifting off the rail under pressure now. On the outside, Killing Queen. Revoir is running on well as Minnie Hauk draws up alongside Whirl. Chased by We Might Take the Long Way, and Desert Flower inside the 2. Revoir is out wide, and Minnie Hauk just goes on into the lead from Whirl. These two battling it out. We Might Take the Long Way, and then Desert Flower, who needs to find a lot more as they race inside the final furlong. Minnie Hauk on the near side of Whirl. Minnie Hauk near side. Whirl far side. Minnie Hauk a nose in front of Whirl. Whirl won't go down without a battle, but it's Minnie Hauk. Minnie Hauk wins the Oaks.
She began well. Travelled strong early. I just wanted to make sure I was in a position where I could do what I wanted when I wanted. She just travelled a bit too strong. Then she just fell asleep on me then. So I asked her to relax, and she went to sleep. And horse filly in front's a good filly. She was kept building the whole way, and I just had to ask her to go to the filly, and she quickened up to her very, very smartly, got there easy, and then waited with me. And then Whirl came back, and she just found a little bit more.
A trader handicap over 1.5 miles a furlong, and they're away. And came out pretty level pegging on the wide outside. Flight Plan just pushed along, often makes the running. Flight Plan got to try and get across if he's going to lead today. He's caught 2, 3, 4, 5 wide as they race up the hill. Mursky going on the inside, the market leader. Now Flight Plan getting nearer, followed by 2 Tempting in third. Alpha Crucis in fourth in the green jacket. They're followed by Mr. Professor and EBT's Guard next to the running rail in the blue and red colours. Then Julia Augusta, Mr. Baloo, Tribal Rhythm and Bo Pedro. Now Flight Plan has assumed command as they begin the run downhill. Flight Plan by a length to Mursky, who is moved off the rail. Followed then by Alpha Crucis and 2 Tempting. EBT's Guard the inside of Mr. Professor. Back in the field to Mr. Baloo and Julia Augusta. Tribal Rhythm is second last, and lastly Bo Pedro. So heading now to the home straight, coming out of Tattenham Corner. Flight Plan leads the way. Under his big weight here, 9 stone 12. Mursky is close in second. Alpha Crucis, 2 Tempting, last year's winner in the orange with the blue cap, Rob Hornby. They're followed by EBT's Guard, Mr. Professor on the outside, the violet jacket. Wider still, Julia Augusta. They're chased by Bo Pedro, making a bit of ground, but Mursky took over there. Mursky goes on, quickens from in second place, Alpha Crucis. Then Mr. Professor. EBT Guard is staying on. Julia Augusta with an effort down the outside. inside. Mirsky past the furlong marker with a 2.5 length lead over Alpha Crucis and then Julia Augusta. And the market got this right because Mirsky is coming away in good style. Mirsky wins from the second Alpha Crucis. And they're off, ready and racing for this Devonham's Handicap. Ross Collin towards the centre in the orange sleeves, preceded by Alza here, Partisan Hero going forward on the inside in the green jacket, with Golden Mind into second ahead of Alza here, Persuasion on the rail. Legal Reform in a blue and white jacket is close up, just goes fourth now. And then Ross Collin back in sixth place as they begin the run down the hill. Stanage is up the inside in star sleeves alongside the favourite. Misinformation in the noseband, yellow black sash under treble seeking Asheen Murphy, with Majestic Wave on her outside. Marley Park towards the back with Darkness and Samuel Colt. Rounding Tattenham Corner, Partisan Hero leads the way a length and a half to Golden Mind and Alza here. Legal Reform back in fourth place, holding in Persuasion. Stanage is driven along. Ross Collin is back in about sixth or seventh position, followed by Marley Park. Misinformation, got a bit of work to do, followed by Majestic Wave, Darkness, and down the outside Samuel Colt. It's still Partisan Hero with a furlong and a half left to cover, chased by Golden Mind. Alza here. Here comes Ross Collin, the twice winner in the past, coming with a run now. Partisan Hero from Golden Mind. Ross Collin trying to reel them back. Partisan Hero by a half length to Golden Mind. Ross Collin finishing well, but it's not going to be enough. It's tight. Partisan Hero on the far side of Golden Mind. Ross Collin in third.
Okay, we're going to briefly sum up what we've seen today at Epsom. On Oaks and Coronation Cup Day, Jane and Chris alongside, and Aidan O'Brien won both feature races. That makes it 30 Group 1s here at Epsom. 10 Derbies, 10 Oaks, 10 Coronation Cups. It was Minnie Hauk that led home a Ballydoyle 1-2 in the Oaks, with Desert Flower, the Godolphin favourite, finishing a rather laboured third. And in the Coronation Cup, well, it was an epic horse race, a really good one to watch, absorbing to the line. Calandigan not quite going past Jan Brueghel, who toughed it out and who is yet another string to the Ballydoyle older horse middle distance bow this season. Right, Jane, let's talk Minnie Hauk first. Minnie Hauk beating World. Ryan Moore at it again. What sort of Oaks do you think it was?
Time will tell. I'm not convinced she would be a minding or a lover and an able yet, but we will have the benefit of time because it's only her fourth run.
She looks the part, doesn't she?
You and I and everybody get paid to stand here to dissect races and talk about form, and we could have just stood up here and said, best jockey in the world, Ryan Moore, riding for Aidan O'Brien, 2 Group 1s, Bob's your uncle. And it almost looked that straightforward.
Yeah, but before the race, the 1,000 guineas winner Desert Flower was being backed to the exclusion of all else, Chris, and connections will be disappointed.
Yeah, there was massive confidence behind her, clearly. And she didn't quite deliver. She wasn't disgraced by any means. Shape of the actual positions of the race never really changed. I thought she struggled a little bit coming around Tattenham Corner and down the hill, and maybe the track caught her out to some extent. And that draw was difficult enough in stall one if you're making a few excuses. But ultimately, an inexperienced and very progressive, strong-staying filly came to the fore. She's clearly very classy. And as Jane said to me off air afterwards, it's not very often that Ballydoyle leave these big prizes behind when they've got the right horse. Tactically, they got it right. They got it right in both races again today. They tend to just make it a fair race, and quite often they've got the best horse and the best rider. All right,
how do you get Calandigan to win a Group 1, having gone down narrowly today to an admirable and clearly very talented horse in Jan Brueghel?
Well, ideally you get him out of the gates quicker, but this seems to be a trait that he's developed. I'd say you go back to 10 furlongs and pray that they go 1,000,000 miles an hour up front and you can travel, because he's a really strong traveller. He looked the winner 2 down today behind Jan Brueghel. You could argue he didn't stay, you could argue he flashed his tail, but I'd like to give credit to the winner. He outbattled him. He's an unexposed horse who I probably didn't really give enough credit to before today, but I wouldn't underestimate him now. He's a Group 1 winner at 1.6 and a mile and a half, and he didn't look slow to me today. They pulled well clear of the third, and I think Calandigan's missed his chance now. Group 1s don't come easy, but I thought today was his day.
Yeah, other notable performances today included Formal, who got back on track, this time for Andrew Balding, the ex-Sir Michael Stout trainee in the opening race, the Surrey Stakes. It could be something like the Oak Tree at Goodwood for her next. Maximise was very good in the Woodcote. A dominant performance in the handicap from Ekeroy Secret for Richard Fahey. That one will be back in stakes company next. Your lasting impression of Oaks Day, Jane?
Roll on the Derby. Hopefully we won't get what they're forecasting.
Yeah, it was quite nice today. Ground tightening up. Chris, you can give me two versions. The old two versions of the Derby. If the deluge comes and if the deluge doesn't come.
I think the favourite Delacroix is the right horse for the top of the market. And I'm not convinced it'll bother him too much either way.
Jane, given what we've seen today, more Ballydoyle dominance, does it just keep it simple? Aidan and Ryan, thank you very much.
I've liked Delacroix all the way along, and I don't think an ease in the ground would be a problem for him. Obviously, if it becomes extreme, you could get a really funny result, and hence we have 19 runners. It could be an even wide open Derby, but whatever the conditions, it'll be quite the racing prospect.
For me, I think it could be Charlie Appleby having the last laugh with the 2,000 guineas winner ruling court. But we will see. Night Walker each way might be another one to roll into the mix if it becomes really attritional. Jane?
Any more?
That'll do, won't it? I'll give you one and one at a price.
He gave you two options and you didn't take
it. Hello.
I just wanted to knock him off his stride.
The constabulary are on the run, which I think means that we need to get a move on and get out of here. Well, you never know. Jane's got a fat catalogue.
It's always the quiet ones.
Right. That's it. We are off. We will see you again tomorrow for the 2025 Betfred Derby. Hope you enjoyed Oaks Day. Back with you bright and early tomorrow.